course, a lot of people stay right here and enjoy the fireworks displays and everything we have to offer, but it will be warm.
Yeah, you know, the last couple of days have been really nice. Today is nice. We're seeing a little bit of a cooler break.
Aside from the dust.
Aside from the dust.
Terrible.
Yeah, the dust has not been so great. But, you know, glass half full is that at least we have temperatures that are, you know, a little bit more tolerable. Right now we are watching just a few areas of lingering haze, but otherwise talking about the cooler weather that we get to enjoy for a couple more days before another big warm up. We start you off with a live look out from our Cathedral City camera. Yeah, a little haze on the horizon, but temperatures are at 96 and that's not too bad. Nice to see those numbers. We are watching a few breezes though out of the northwest at about 16 miles an hour. And again, that is an improvement from what we saw here the last 48 hours. It was a gusty weekend that really deteriorated our air quality. You probably saw it if you stepped outside at any point in time here across the Coachella Valley at some point this weekend, because we really saw the haze, and the haze is kind of putting it mildly. Haze is what we have now. What we had over the weekend was what I would call dirty dishwater. It was just gross, and it really had reduced our air quality, listed as hazardous for a good chunk of the valley. We are still looking at this alert, which is in place until 8 a.m. tomorrow, but this is a big improvement. So let's talk about the next couple of hours and exactly what you can expect so you are prepared. Stopping the clock right at 8 o'clock, and yeah, there are still a few lingering breezes, but these are our problem areas. We've got whitewater winds out around Desert Hot Springs and out around Thousand Palms, as well as in Thermal and a few area winds in Mecca. These are some of our more wind-prone locations. I do also want to know, I think that this pattern, generally this model is blowing it out of proportion a little bit, but if you look at the overall pattern, we're seeing it on the east side of the valley as well as in our high desert areas and just to the north and towards the passes. So look more so at the pattern than at the wind speeds, because those wind speeds are increasing, but those are going to be those areas where we still continue to see some lingering breezes. Otherwise, 6 a.m. here tomorrow, we stop the clock, still a little bit breezy out around Whitewater, but generally calmer here for us across the rest of the valley. And then as we headed towards our Tuesday night and our Wednesday, generally improving conditions. But again, we're still watching those seasonal, diurnal, afternoon and evening breezes. Not going to be out of the question here the next couple of days. Here's the big change up. We've been talking about the hot weather across other parts of the country. That heat dome now across the East Coast, but we had that a couple of days ago, and that was really what led to our above average temperatures. Now that cool down, all courtesy of that low pressure system that's been just slowly dropping down from the Pacific Northwest, has led to some more pleasant conditions, but because of that tightening pressure grading, it picked up those winds and really led to some poor air quality. So generally we're going to continue with this front, although winds not quite as bad the next couple of days, and we'll stay below seasonal average for a few more days. And then as we headed towards the very end of June, we're going to start to see those numbers climb right back up again. You can see going into the First Alert Comfort Air 7-day forecast this weekend, back to the 110s, and Monday, the last day of June, we'll see daytime highs up to about 113. John?